Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Ray Soprano in the building, man. I want to welcome y'all, man, to a new segment I like to call 24 Hours Later. Now, seems to me that, this is special that I create a new segment just for a game that I've always wanted to play. And then 24 hours later, I have to tell you about it. So, let's get into it. We are, of course, talking about this game, the King of Fighters 12. Now, if you paid attention to the Dissidia review, you know what's coming. But, it's coming good. I feel the need to explain myself. I feel the need to say why, and I feel the need to get whatever's off my chest. So, I got another 10 minutes, so let's start. The King of Fighters 12. Now, y'all see the page, how many videos I have about the game, how highly I talk about it, things of that nature. I've learned a lesson that I always knew, that in most cases you don't get what you pay for. And even if you think you got what you paid for, you really don't. But hey, King of Fighters 12 unfortunately is the case. I can't tell y'all to go out here and go spend $50 on a game that I personally feel is incomplete. That this is more of King of Fighters, the beta test, than it is King of Fighters 12, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I feel personally that this time could have been better well spent on doing Garou 2, finishing up Regulation A2, or even giving this game more time to develop into what King of Fighters by the fan is usually expected to be like. Unfortunately, King of Fighters 12 is none of those things. That you get 22 characters, 5 time attack stages, 6 stages to choose from. But then on the same token, you have to understand that because I am covering this 24 hours later for a game that's not even technically been fully released to the public yet, everything's not 100% right. But I think I played enough of the single player to judge it, enough of the online to make a judgment decision, but not say yes or no. King of Fighters 12 is a very beautiful game. Don't get me wrong. The new gameplay is very interesting, something that you have to learn in order to become better. The critical counter system is nice. I like it. I see a lot of flashing of it, and for a second, I got caught up into it too. Like, I want to land one because it looks fire when you land one. But that's not what you're there for. You're there to win fights. Critical counters happen, let them happen. If they don't, they don't. Don't go out mashing them because you'll get hurt quicker that way. Trust me. I'll say this. Again, right back to my original point, that for $60, in the world we live in now, full of economic turmoil, people losing their jobs, things of that nature, that if you had $60 and you want to go spend it on a game, I couldn't tell you to go buy that. I couldn't do it. I'm not saying this because Ray Soprano, the gamer, loves King of Fighters. I'm gonna buy it right, wrong, otherwise. You talking to one of the few people who actually thought Maximum Impact 1 was a decent game, when everybody else thought it was that nonsense. So, yeah, you can kind of understand that my bias is skewed a little, but I knew in order for me to review this game and to review it on the merits, on what I'm currently giving, that I had to step outside of myself a little bit in order to do it the correct way. Now, to get to the second part is that I'm finally going to close the debate, that with enough information that right now that I can kind of choose sides a little bit in the KoF 12 versus Blaze Blue debate. we've already talked about what King of Fighters brings to the table. Let's quickly run down Blaze Blue's bullet points. Okay, Blaze Blue has 12 characters, but it has a well-functioning storyline. Teach Me Dr. Lychee explains the storyline to you, all the little intricate points that you may miss, which I suggest that if you don't feel like playing the story mode, to at least that, if nothing else, at least watch Teach Me Dr. Lychee. So at least you have a little better knowing what's going on. Netcode light years better than what KoF 12 is currently bringing, but then again, I can't judge it because technically the rest of the servers aren't up yet, so we don't really know what KoF brings to the table. But as of right now, and the stations that I'm bringing this review to you, that right now Blaze Blue winning the fight right now on the one versus the other. You know what I'm saying? Another question that I get asked that's on the same subject, the Capcom versus SNK debate. I'm gonna say this once, and I'm gonna say it only once. I am a neutral party. Now, I'll be the first one to tell you, I was a Street Fighter boy first, but I played Fatal Fury Special on Super Nintendo like no other one. I really didn't know what SNK was. Didn't really figure out the Capcom versus SNK 2. Didn't really discover the KoF games till I played 99 on PS1, and it's been a love thing ever since. So I decided a long time ago, I'm going to take a neutral stance and I'm going to love them both equally. KoF 12, in a way, it disappoints me, and I kind of knew it would, because I didn't want to get too hyped for it, because see, I didn't want it, I didn't want it to end up kind of like how Raw ended up for me, how super overhyped I gave that game more credit than it was worth, and it was a good game, but when it didn't meet to my expectations, I kind of pissed a little bit, and I didn't want to do the same thing here, but I kind of knew coming in that because of the way the game was structured, the way the game functioned, that it wasn't going to be the same, and I respect that. I honestly wish they wouldn't have called it King of Fighters 12. If they wanted to do a KoF 12, they should have just took the 11 sprites, HD'd them up a little bit, painted over them, do whatever you got to do, and then did KoF 12, did that, and just left a couple people to do that, to finish out the Tales of Ash, while they worked on KoF 13 or whatever this was. They, like I said, they shouldn't have called this King of Fighters 12. I would be able to give this game a lot more credit and a lot more merit had they just said, you know what, we're not going to release KoF 12 right now, but we're going to give y'all this for the 15th anniversary and show y'all the direction that we want to take this in the future, instead of saying, you know what, name recognition, here's a stamp, bow. I'd have respected SNK a lot more had they just said, we're going to call it KoF Rebirth and keep it pushing. But, in the end, other than those small little gripes, the game is great. But then we go back to my main point, and the reason of me making this video is, I as in me, and me as in you, and you as in Bly, I'm not going to tell you to go spend $60 on this and it's not worth $60. Now, it may drop down the price in a minute, maybe $20, $30, a $30, $40 price point for a game of this caliber. Yeah, I can roll with that. I can roll on that. But $60 for what's technically an incomplete game is wrong on so many levels. It just is. But I think that concludes episode 1, or 24 hours later. I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate everybody who subscribe, who watch, who comment, who hate, whatever. I appreciate y'all, because I just don't do this for y'all. I do this for me. It's a nice way to express myself creatively, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got my creative juices flowing, which is why I turn on this camera, which is why I play those games and drive review them, because I gotta have somewhere to put this energy. But other than that, man, I'm out of here. Hopefully, You guys will get a full review of this once SNK Play 1 gets everything ironed out, and then I can actually give an actual review and be 100% honest with you guys. But as of right now, can't tell you about this game. But I'm out of here. 360, y'all. All my 360 cats, man. Y'all see me online, dog. I'll be glad to run a couple, man. Trying to get better. Right now, who I'm running, just so you know, so it's not asked later. Athena and Ash. That's it. It's Athena and Ash. You may see Terry, you may see Benny Marwin, you may see Robert in there somewhere. And that's pretty much the squad, though. But other than that, man, I'm out of here. Y'all get at me, dog. Rex Soprano, SME Click in the building. Holla back.